There's an obscure film, some of you might know it. It's called The Odd Life of Timothy Green. And in it, Jennifer Garner plays a woman who unexpectedly becomes a mother to a special, maybe even magical boy. I want to play this clip from the movie because it's the basis of this sermon. And if you're going to hang around here for a while, it's a phrase that you'll hear me say often.
What did you put in there? He's about to fall over.
Anything he might need. Notebooks, pencils. Oh, there's a box of tissues on the bottom. And some Band-Aids. There's a whole first aid kit, actually, just in case. A variety of healthy snacks and treats and graham crackers. I know you like them. And then a flashlight and some batteries.
Mom, I think I can handle it from here.
Okay. Oh, there's an extra pair of socks.
Have a great day.
That's too much pressure.
Have the day you have.
Have a great day, the dad says. That's too much pressure, the mother says. Have the day you'll have, corrects the father. So have the day that you'll have. Have the Christmas that you'll have. Have the Hanukkah and the Kwanzaa and the solstice that you will have. Have the December that you will have. Have the 2020 that you will have. Have the pandemic that you will have. Honestly, having a great Christmas feels like a lot of pressure right now. And actually, having a great Christmas is a lot of pressure many years for many people. We see the commercials at the huge table filled with food and everyone laughing and hugging with a tree full of presents and lots of perfectly functional, perfect families. And for some people, this is exactly what the holidays mean for them. They have the great memories and the wonderful support of families and the abundance of food and presents. And for all of you, I am so glad for you. This is nothing to take away from that. Really, I imagine that you count your many blessings of that all the time. But there are a lot of people who have never been able to live up to the perfect expectations of the holidays. And there are some for whom the holidays are downright traumatic. There are people who have lost someone special this year, and the gap of who is not here is too big not to notice. There are people who have negative memories around the holidays for whom carols and lights are not joyful, but potentially triggering and sad. There are many people for whom family interactions are complicated, difficult, or even broken. There are parents without their children, children without their parents, spouses and partners gone, siblings, grandparents, beloveds gone for a multitude of reasons. The holiday season can be problematic, even in the most normal of years. I remember the Christmases when my kids were little, and every year I was absolutely determined that this was going to be the perfect holiday. I was going to create magic for my little ones, find the perfect gifts, make the best food, and create all new memories. Plus have all the traditions that we had from the past year of previous memories, and all the traditions that my parents and grandparents had, and just create all of these things that were going to be magical in our home. We were going to snuggle up together and create the perfect picture of the perfect family. So you can guess how many years I achieved this. 0, none, zip. I was exhausted. I was broke. The kids were amped up on too much sugar and too little sleep. There was a lack of routine to our days. Yelling and meltdowns and tears would happen, and I would feel my expectations dashed. Remember those expectations that Katie talked about? What am I sure of, and what do I expect? I was way too high on the expect. Was I the problem? No, it was the expectations. I learned probably way too late that those expectations were not reasonable. And all of this is true in a normal year. But this is not a normal year. A large portion of you have already did already cancel your Thanksgiving plans because of the pandemic. And I heard more and more of you this week who have either scaled back your holidays, Christmas, either dramatically or completely. For those of you who haven't, I'm actually encouraging you strongly to consider it so that we can have fewer people for whom Christmas isn't a bad memory of a loved one who died or who had long-term health consequences because of gathering. This holiday is not going to have the cookie exchange parties, the holiday open houses, the group caroling, the multiple families from far away crowded into one home. Maybe it is you who has always gotten on a plane and traveled to your children's homes, your sisters' homes, your parents' homes. Many of you haven't gotten to see your grandchildren grow into new sizes of clothes, or seen them ride their bike, or feel their hugs, or the vibration of their giggles. The separation and isolation that we've experienced because of the pandemic feels amplified during this time that is usually the epitome of hugs and closeness and people gathered together. So this year, the Blue Christmas service or Blue Holidays isn't just for those who struggle this time of the year. Usually we have it as a separate service, and it is really relevant for those who are struggling. This year, it is for all of us, because all of us have lost something. For some, it's been an inconvenience, and for others, it has been monumental. But we've all experienced it to some degrees. So have the holidays that you'll have. Whatever they are, whatever size, let what will be what it will be. And I encourage you to take this time to find what truly has meaning for you. This is your opportunity not to fill the season with busyness and instead to really think about what has meaning. This is your opportunity to not just go through the motions, but think about the deeper meanings of the holidays for you. This is the time to pull out every ounce of your creativity, to use technology and mail and phone, to connect in different ways, to share your laughter, and maybe even some tears. This is the time to rededicate yourself to what is truly important. Because next year, if we are lucky and we behave, and with the hope of a vaccine, next year we can get back together. But I am going to make a prediction here. Next year, I don't think things will be back to normal as they were last year. No, I think next year people will make changes because they've realized what is really important. We will spend less time running around trying to find the perfect decorations, and we will spend more time gathering with loved ones to laugh and to be together. We'll spend less money on gifts and more money on bringing people together. We will spend less time thinking about the commercialism of the holiday and more time thinking about the messages of light and hope and peace and equity. If you haven't figured it out yet, part of my ministry involves creating space for this messy in our lives. It means that we can hold space for each other in the joyous times and in the difficult times. I truly believe that when we create deeper connections between ourselves and each other, when we can see the full humanity of each other, then that's where sacred connections happen. In fact, often we build those connections during the hardest times. We don't have to put on the face that everything is fine when it isn't. No, we can create the container to hold the messy with each other, to fully human with each other, because humaning is a sacred act. And in our humaning, we learn how to be more human ourselves, which is for many UUs a reflection of our own divinity. So I invite you to have the Hanukkah that you'll have the solstice that you will have the Christmas that you will have the Kwanzaa that you will have the New Year's Eve that you will have, but also have the family that you will have the virtual gathering that you will have the quiet moments that you will have the happiness and the sadness that you will have the meltdowns that you will have. It is here that you can be fully human and fully holy all at the same time. And it is now that we all get to explore all of the corners of the human experience. So might it be.